Hi friends, welcome to the Warrior series of BFM. In Warrior series, as you know, we are covering case studies plus MCQs. Now, importance of case studies you all know in BFM, almost 40 marks. Out of them, almost 25 marks are numerical case studies, numerical. So, we are covering everything over here, plus MCQs also. They are also equally important. All the PYQs are covered. So, follow it completely. For all the subjects, not only BFM, ABM, BFM, ABFM, BRBL, all the compulsory ones. Don't miss this, follow it immediately. Because, say this, importantly remember, many questions are repeated nowadays. Repeated in the sense, figures are changed, the logic remains the same. Okay? So, let's move on. In fact, I would suggest follow the questions, try it yourself. Because trying yourself will give you better practice. Okay, because trying yourself is very important. In the treasury, VAR is used for which of the following purpose? Firstly, what is VAR? VAR is value at risk. Okay, VAR means value at risk. This means, I'll write it over here, value at risk. Okay, that is VAR. It is mainly used in your market risk. Okay, so VAR is used for the following purpose. Statement 1, to calculate the potential loss while holding the trading position in the foreign currency and securities. Calculate the potential loss. Okay, for this foreign currency and securities. See this market risk, I told you. So market risk is the main risk in banking, which you cannot count, which is not in your hands, which you can't control. Okay? Statement 2, it is used for long-term risk management. So where is it used? Is it used for long-term or is it used for short-term? So, which one is true? To calculate the potential loss while holding the trading position in foreign currency and securities. To calculate the potential loss. Okay. So statement 1 is true. Obviously statement 1 is true. So 1 is true. What about second one? It is used for long-term risk management. Is it used for long-term risk management? VAR is never used. See, theoretically if you say, somebody can debate on this. Yes, why can't we use? We can use VAR for long-term also. Okay, we can use it for 1 year, more than 1 year. I can use it for 10 years also. I can use it for 50 years also. You can use it. Theoretically, you can use it. Nobody is saying no. But the question is it used? Practically, is it viable? Long-term VAR calculations will not give you the exact answer. Okay, they will not give you. It is always used for short-term, within 1 year. Okay, check all your VAR calculations. Generally, they are within 1 year. Can't they give for 5 years? They can give, but they are not giving. Why? The reason is VAR is not at all that much useful if you go for a longer term, 10 years, 15 years. Okay. So, statement 1 is true. 1 only. Okay, 1 only. Statement 2, some of the books might be saying, okay, right, some of the teachers might. It is, see, theoretically you can do it, but practically it's not possible. In treasury, it's not done. Okay? See, VAR is of 3 types. Look at this. Historical VAR, I have given it over here in short, in smaller. See, VAR over here is of 3 types. One is historical VAR, parametric VAR, and Monte Carlo VAR. There are 3 types of VARs. Kindly note. Historical VAR is given by -1 into percentile loss into portfolio value. Parametric VAR is given by -1 into Z-score into standard deviation into portfolio. And Monte Carlo is given by -1 into percentile loss into portfolio value. These are the 3, at least the names you remember. Okay, historical, parametric, and Monte Carlo. These are the 3 types of VARs. Got it? So let's move on. Which of the following statements about credit risk spread is are correct? Always check what is asked in the exam. Are they asking you correct or are they asking you wrong? The pricing of credit is done on cost plus approach, that is benchmark rate plus spread. The spread comprises various factors that includes product specific operating costs, credit risk premium, etc. Business strategy is a component of spread under MCLR system. And last one, the spread components can be negative in MCLR. So which one are correct? The spread components can be negative in MCLR. Yeah. So which is the true one? See the options also 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 1, 2, 3, 2, 3 and 4 and 2 and 3. So what all can be done over here? The pricing of the credit is done on a cost plus approach. Cost plus means basically your benchmark plus the spread. Cost means what? Whatever is a benchmark. Okay. For internal it is MCLR, for external it is repo. For forex it is nowadays ARR. Okay. So these are the benchmarks. That benchmark plus spread. So that is cost plus. So this is true. One is true. What about the second one? The spread comprises various factors that include product specific operating cost and credit risk premium. So that is also true, right? Because the spread means what? The difference. Benchmark plus 2%. So it's like this, repo plus 2. Repo plus 2. So this 2 is known as spread. This is the spread. Okay? Spread. Got it? So this 2 comes how? It is all your calculations, your NII, what is the interest, okay? Interest difference between the loans and the deposits, what are your expenses, operating expenses, all these. So this is also true. Business strategy is a component of spread under MCLR. Business strategy is a component of spread under MCLR. So what do you mean by business strategy? Business strategy means model, your business model. Your business model should be such that you must get some profit. Okay? So that's a part of MCLR. What are the 4 parts of MCLR? MNOP. Okay? Marginal cost, negative carry, operating expenses and tenor premium. 4 parts are there in MCLR. Kindly note this. MCLR has 4 components. MNOP. Simple. OP, okay? Marginal cost of lending rates, okay? Marginal cost of lending. N is negative carry, for CRR, or it's specifically for CRR, okay? O is operating expenses. Operating means your salaries, etc. Salary, electricity bill, all these expenses. And P is tenor premium, longer term loans, tenor premium. These are for the longer term loans. Kindly note, tenor premium is always for the longer term loans. So these are the 4 components of MCLR. So business strategy is a component of spread under MCLR. So what is the spread? This marginal cost. This is a spread. So this is also true. What about the 4th one? The spread components can be negative in MCLR. So spread components can be negative. Which one can be negative? This will always be positive. Tenor premium. This will always be positive if you are having a long-term loan. Negative carry for CRR. It can never be negative. Negative carry for CRR. The spread components can be negative in MCLR. Yeah. Negative carry for no, it will also be positive. Negative carry for CRR means what? What is the opportunity cost which I am losing because of CRR? Do you know what I mean by this? Opportunity cost means basically, suppose if I am giving money to RBI for CRR, okay? I have to give it in cash, okay? Or I have to credit it into that account. I don't get any money for this. I don't get any interest for this. Now, instead of putting this money in CRR, I would have given it as a loan. I would have got some interest. So that is known as negative carry. That negative interest loss is known as a negative carry. So that will always be positive. You can't have a negative CRR. Okay? Negative carry over here. And marginal cost, your loan rate will always be higher than your deposit rate. So this will also be positive. So this answer is false. So the answer will be only 1, 2 and 3. Answer will be only 1, 2 and 3. Got it? Clear? Read this, again read this, everyone. Read it. Read this, very important one. Very important question this is. Okay? Clear? Read it, read it. It will take some time, but read this because this is a very important question. Got it? Done? Pause this video and then read it. Okay? Move on. Which of the following statements regarding the treasury are true? Again, you want true only. Huh? Statement 1. Treasury operates in interbank markets which are free from credit risk. Interbank market which are free from credit risk. Free from credit risk. Statement 2. Treasury is highly leveraged as the risk capital allocated is just 2 to 5% of the transaction size. Statement 3. Operational cost of treasury is very high. So which one of them is true? So you want it true, huh? Which one are true? Think over it. See, treasury operates in interbank markets which are free from credit risk. Is it true or false? Credit risk means the seller of the bond will never fail. Or if he fails, then somebody takes the risk of this. So it is true. It is true. Why? Because here, kindly note for statement 1, I'll give you the reason. Statement 1. Okay, I'll give you the reason. The credit risk part over here is covered by CCIL. CCIL gives you the guarantee because it is the operator in between. It is the agent, you can call it. Or it is a clearing agent, you can call it. So it takes the responsibility. CCIL takes the responsibility. Clearing Corporation of India. So this is true. Statement 1 is true. Okay. What about statement 2? Treasury is highly leveraged as capital allocated is 2 to 5%. This is the most correct statement. Treasury has a high leverage. You can take just 2 lakh or 2 crore rupees and do the trading of 100 crores. 2 crore to 100 crores. That much trading you can do. So it's a huge leverage business. But because of this leverage, what happens? You can earn profits. But there's also a problem. If you suffer a loss, you lose a lot. You will have to sell certain important assets of yours if you make a loss. Okay? So this is also true. Third one, operational cost is very high. That is false. Operational cost in treasury is always less. Why? Because there are very few employees. Full treasury is generally managed by hardly 5-6 employees. For big banks also. Okay? Some banks have this, let's say 15-20. But main are only 3-4 in any bank. Okay? So statement 1 and 2 are true. Okay? Third is not true. Statement 1 and statement 2. These are true. Treasury in foreign exchange product may enter into a spot trade where the settlement of funds is done on dash day. Now this is important. Spot. What do you mean by spot? What do you mean by spot? So now you need to understand certain elements. What is it? One is cash. Cash, or we call it ready. Anything. Cash or ready. So settlement is done on the same day. Same day. Okay, I'll write day over here. Otherwise, I'll have to write the day. So same. Okay. Same. Suppose if I am doing it for Tom, then it is next working day. Okay, next working day. Next. Always remember the day is known as working, not calendar day. Whenever I'll work, whenever I'm open for working, normal business, then it's called as working day. Then you have spot. Spot is what? Second working day. Second. Second means next to next. Perso, we call it, right? And then last one is your forward. Forward. That is any day after spot. Any day after spot. Okay? Any day after spot. So this is the meaning of all these. Cash, Tom, the spot and forward. One more is there, future. But future and forward are same. Future is only organized forward. By remaining logic is same for future and forward. So, what is this now? The fund settlement is done on the first day, second day, third day, fourth day. See, this first day is cash, second day is Tom, third day is this, and fourth day will be forward. So the answer is this, third day. Okay, the settlement is done on the third day. Got it? Which of the following institutions is the nodal agency of the government of India to manage Export Marketing Fund, EMF? Now this EMF fund is given by World Bank. Okay, there are three types of EMFs: EMF 1, 2 and 3. EMF 1 is for manufacturing, specifically for manufacturing. Okay, it is given by World Bank. EMF 2 is for setting up the offices, and EMF 3 is from our own Exim Bank. First two are given by the World Bank, and EMF 3 is done by the Exim Bank itself. But who manages all these three funds? RBI, Exim Bank, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of External Affairs. Who manages? Think. Everyone think over it. Give me the answer. Who will manage this? It is Exim Bank. Exim Bank manages all these. Got it? Exim Bank will manage all these. Clear? Under which method of value at risk calculation, VAR is calculated using a sample of randomly generated price scenarios. Randomly generated. So, correlation method, historical simulation method, Monte Carlo simulation method and backtesting. Think of it. Under which method we do it by randomly generated scenarios. Randomly generated means what? What is randomly generated? These are hypothetical. Okay, hypothetical. See, I'll explain you certain terms over here. Okay, first let's go one by one. Correlation method. Correlation method is used for only two elements. Whenever you want to compare two elements only two elements, kindly note. Two elements. You have this in your ABM also, correlation and regression chapter. So there also you compare only two elements in correlation. Historical simulation. Historical simulation means history. I'll go back. See, historical simulation and backtesting, they are similar. Why? Because backtesting also does what? It checks the history. And based on the history, it will give the results. Okay. Simulation means what? This historical simulation means backtesting plus the various scenarios added to it. But these are all based on history. So these two are same. Only what is correct over here is Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo is the right answer. Why? Because Monte Carlo simulation thinks of or propagates or it follows hypothetical situations. Hypothetical means what? Whatever has not happened up till now. Theoretical. Whatever has not happened up till now, if that happens, then what? Whatever has not happened up till now, if that happens, then what? Like COVID. In 2019, did anyone think that such a situation will happen in the world? That the whole world will stop for 2 years? Whole world. Nobody thought. Means if I would have said at that time that in 2020-21 the whole world will come to halt, you'll say, hey, nothing happens. But what happened? Actually 2021 world came to a stop, right? So that was it. That's the point. Okay? So hypothetical, this is all hypothetical situation which has not happened up till now, can happen in future. Okay? So the right answer is Monte Carlo. So this is the right answer, hypothetical. Okay? Kindly remember, these are all simulation and stress testing. This is a part of stress testing. Stress testing is always hypothetical. We always check those parts which are not there, which have not happened. Back testing is historical. Okay? So here the stress testing word is not mentioned, but this is a part of stress testing. Okay? Stress and back, these are the two testing methods. Mainly they are used for your market risk in Basel.